Hi, my name is Domenic, founder and chairman of Banxa. What I'd like to do today is take you through the Banxa deck. Before I do that, just to maybe sort of paint the picture around the market that we're operating in. We operate in the digital asset space, sometimes called the crypto space, and very much these days it's no longer the domain of the tech nerds. And really, we're starting to see family offices, institutions look at this sector as a new asset class. Right now, there are over 50 million cryptocurrency wallets globally, and that is growing quite rapidly. And some of you may have heard some of the news that Coinbase will be listing on NASDAQ, and I think that's good for the market overall. One of my favorite people in the space is a gentleman called Paul Tudor-Jones, who was actually considered the father of the modern day hedge fund. He came out last year, mid to late 2020, and basically said he's now got just under 2% of his multi-billion-dollar portfolio in Bitcoin. And he actually sees it as a good hedge against inflation. Now, whether or not people buy it because of an inflation hedge or other, suffice to say, what we're starting to see more and more people, institutions, businesses moving into the digital asset space. Now, Banxa, what is Banxa? Our vision is to make digital assets available easily to anyone around the world. And the way that we do that is by basically building a fully compliant payment infrastructure. And I'll talk more about why that's important moving forward. And so what we've basically built is a fiat to crypto payment infrastructure for exchanges, wallets, and other businesses. And let me explain what that actually means. If you're a new consumer and you want to get involved in this space, what do you actually do? You start off with either US dollars, Canadian dollars, euro, and then you need to convert that into Bitcoin or Ethereum or other kinds of currencies. Now, unlike when we started the business in 2014, the entire market is now regulated, full AML, KYC. And so what Banxa does, Banxa is based, think of us as the bridge, the connector between the existing financial world and the new digital asset world. And so we call it the fiat on-ramps, the fiat on-ramps and the fiat off-ramps. But these days, what we're seeing is more and more people are getting into the space as opposed to out of the space. And so we are building compliant, regulated fiat on-ramps, effectively the infrastructure that connects the existing financial world with the new world. And we've been doing this for close to 7 years now. The way that we operate is that we connect multiple payment methods. Like you're in Canada, for example, you can use Interact. We also provide credit card, including Apple Pay. We have a number of Asia Pacific as well as European payment methods. So we allow consumers to use their local payment methods to take a euro, Canadian dollar, US dollar, Australian dollar, and then convert that into Bitcoin. And not only across the Banxa website, but also through our partners. And so one of our partners is Australia Post, where you can physically walk into a store and exchange cash or a debit card. In 60 seconds, you'll have your crypto. But we also work with many, many global exchanges. And on this slide, you would have recognized names like Binance and OKX and Huobi and Shapeshift. And so we effectively help them acquire more customers by making it easy for their customers to convert fiat to crypto. The way that we make money is two ways, is through either commission or spread, depending upon the customer that we're working with. And so effectively, when someone uses, so think of the other way to look at us is really as a tollway. Whenever someone drives across our tollway, our infrastructure, we charge them a fee. And so that's our revenue model today. Moving forward, there's a whole host of other financial services that we can offer, like borrowing and lending and interest-bearing accounts. But my personal view today is that the infrastructure for this new ecosystem is still fairly embryonic, and we've got a lot of work still to do in terms of building out effectively the infrastructure, the tollway for this new space. One of the ways that you can gauge the performance of the business is what we call TTV, our total transaction volume. And as you can see, these are actual numbers over the last 1.5 years that actually showed growth. And Q2 FY21, and just to illustrate, that was our December quarter because we work on a 30th of June financial year. So the last bar that you see there is $111 million TTV, total transaction volume, for the December quarter. And we expect this trend to continue. We're listing on the TSXV with a market cap of just shy of $41 million. And that's basically 40 odd million shares at $1 Canadian each. This slide gives you some comparables. We're going to be listing it, as I mentioned, at about a $40 million valuation. There are a number of comparables as of the 30th of December. Galaxy, Voyager, and you can obviously do your own research with regards to this, that have a $500 million to $1 billion market cap. Some of our investors, so firstly, over 50% of our shareholders are represented in the top 10. Management owns just over 20% of the company. And then we're quite fortunate enough to have a number of funds, Allium, NGC, Thorney, as well as strategic investors like OK Group and KuCoin, who are currently on our register. So that was really a very high-level overview of Banxa. Feel free to reach out to us to learn more. And you can also visit our website, banxa.com, and there's an investor section where there'll be some other information, videos, etc. Thank you, and welcome on board.